Ever since Grand Theft Auto came out, all we've ever wanted was enterable buildings, and since Grand Theft Auto Vice City, we got our wish in some shape or form, with the first early enterable buildings being nightclubs and stadiums and recording studios and strip clubs. Huh, there's a strip club here, is it? Okay. So I'm just going to check it out for, check it out a little bit. It'd be cool maybe, I don't know. The irony that strip clubs have been in Grand Theft Auto since the start is not lost on me. As someone who grew up in the UK and has always had this idyllic version of America portrayed to me through television and film, I've always seen strip clubs as this kind of part of the Americana philosophy. Definitely part of the later Americana philosophy that came around in the 80s, giving us the downtrodden glitzy glamour associated with this era. And I think it's something that most people who don't grow up in America have. It's hard to put into words the importance of the strip club in GTA, and that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. So for full disclosure, this is an educational video talking about what the strip club means to the game series and why it's kind of important, but I really don't want to go too much into the goonery aspects of this shit, so we're gonna just sort of talk mainly about why it's important culturally for these to be in the game, which ultimately leads us to the question of why is the strip club so important for GTA 6? So where do we begin? Well, let's start with the obvious. Let's start with the pole position club in Vice City. What makes it interesting? Why did they include it? And what's the point of it? Well, it's a business that you can buy, and that's about it. You can just kind of buy it, and you can just go inside and have a look around, and there's some stuff in here, and look at the pole dancers, and God, this is just not. I mean, they're sexy, and then there's just what the fuck? What is this? What am I looking at? Huh. I mean, this game did come out in 2002, so obviously the graphics are reflective of the time period, and even though this is the definitive edition you're seeing here, it's not great. You know, there's a lot of melty face and everything else going on here, but yeah, I mean, look, for 2002, this was a big deal. To see a strip club in a video game was kind of not something you saw out of a Leisure Suit Larry game. This is a big deal, and it starts a whole ball rolling in Rockstar Games. If it wasn't for this starting block, if it wasn't for the fact that this game was set in the 80s and it's basically taking from Scarface and other media like that, would we have strip clubs in games today? Maybe, I don't know. But this is a starting block, and you know, what you can do here is limited. You've got dancers, you have back rooms where you can go and get a private dance, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's quite depressing, to be frank with you, but this is our starting block, and it's very fitting for the time period. This is, you know, what I imagine an 80s strip club looked like. Let's fast forward to San Andreas. With GTA San Andreas being set against the backdrop of the 90s, things have changed. We've moved into a more grungy, dark, and slightly depressing era than the glitz and faux glamour of the 80s. Things are more downtrodden, the economy is in a bit of an odd spot, and this game is reflective of those values, especially in poverty-stricken lower-class areas. So of course, especially towards the start of the game, these strip clubs kind of reflect that. The closest strip club we have to the start of the game, because there's 4 in this game by the way, is this one here, which is actually modeled off of a real life place, well, the name at least, and funnily enough, there was a lawsuit about this, but it turns out that Rockstar won that thanks to parody clauses, I guess. Note to the wise, don't bother trying to sue Rockstar on this kind of stuff, they are lawyered up to shit, man. So what's to say about this place? Well, it's a bit more interactive. We can go inside and make it rain, you know, we can help put these girls through college, and there is, you know, some aesthetics here that is very sort of sterile, which I think is a nice thing. It's almost like the 90s hasn't quite got its identity yet. You know, this is very still kind of reminiscent of those late 80s clubs that you'd see, and there's a lot of that sort of retrofitting still in this style. It's very sort of apparent, to me at least, that it's at that early point in the 90s where the identity of the decade hasn't quite been formed yet. And I like that. It's like they haven't found that footing. Now, of course, you can still go in the back room and you can get another dance. And I mean, hey, there's 3 dances this time, so that's cool, I guess. Man, I don't know. I can't remember the 2000s that well, but if you're beating your meat to this, good God. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, this is one, and then we have another one which is similarly retrofitted, and it's really cool and really nice. And again, it has that seedy, slightly underbelly feel to it, and yeah, it works. This whole thing works. There's not much to do here. I mean, I can definitely keep putting these girls through college, but I mean, come on. Like, there needs to be a little bit more than this, and it's not there yet. We're still in 2004. It hasn't been fully fleshed out yet. Now, this would also probably be a really good time for me to talk about the small elephant in the room that is San Andreas' hot coffee problem and that whole dilemma. I'm not going to talk on this too long because I feel like this subject has been covered on YouTube. So, very quickly, in case you don't know, there was an exploit in the game that they left a file in that you could, have a mini game where your girlfriend's in the game, and modders found it when it came to PC and went, let's turn that back on, because it was turned off because the rating boards at the time were like, what the fuck is this? No way, you will not be able to sell this game in Walmart and shit if you include this. So with some pressure from the parent company, they went, okay, never mind, we'll get rid of that. So hot coffee happens, this big huge backlash happens, and everyone's kind of a little bit like, oh fucking hell, what's happening here? So at the time you had people like Jack Thompson being a massive knobhead and saying this game creates murderers and blah 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 blah. I'm a boring cunt from Florida. And the fact that the strip clubs are even still in this game is a true testament to the kind of world that Rockstar wanted to build. They said, fuck it, we're still going to include this stuff, we're still going to have it there, it's still going to be part of the world building, but maybe we'll tone it back. I don't know whether or not you could have banged strippers. I mean, I doubt it. It wasn't present in the modded files, but Rockstar were thinking pretty early on, maybe you could, have relationships with your girlfriends and stuff like that. It wouldn't shock me if that was sort of a litmus test to eventually one day down the line see if we could bang strippers. And we'll get to that, because that's definitely something that's, we'll get to it. But for now, this is really a testament to how much Rockstar gave a shit about including something that could have been so problematic for them at a time where gaming was still in its early days of being taken seriously as an art form, being taken seriously as a real consumer product that wasn't just for frat boys and perverts and degenerates and murderers and all these kind of awful fucking things the media like to show. Rockstar, in that sense, are pioneers to what they created, and their vision never waned, and I think that's a really beautiful thing. And as stupid as it is to say about a fucking strip club in a video game that looks like this, it matters. This all matters, and as we get into 4, it's going to become a lot more pivotal to the story. So fuck it, GTA 4. The backbone of Grand Theft Auto 4 is the American dream, this idea that an immigrant can come to America and make a name for themselves and become rich and become successful, and this is aged really badly. Okay, but regardless, that's the backbone of GTA 4, and I think an immense amount that, funnily enough, the strip clubs here really play into that fantasy, and it's a fantasy, right? Niko Bellic is this Eastern European immigrant that desperately wants to find success and fame alongside his stupid cousin who has wanted that since he's come here.
So, you full of crap or what? What? Where's luxury condo? Where's sports car? Where's Barbara with big titties and Stephanie who sucks like a vacuum?
And that's it, right there, in a nutshell. The thing that brings Niko to America is Roman's lies about his American dream. These women with the big knockers that can suck like a vacuum is exactly what he came here for, among other things, but that's kind of getting into the storyline a bit too much, so let's just keep it simple. Titties and vacuum mouth is what we're here for. So of course it makes perfect sense to go to a strip club. one of the things that struck me most visually about the strip clubs here is the massive upgrade, obviously, in the fidelity, but more importantly than that is how much this first strip club looks so incredibly similar to The Sopranos. This is bada bing. All that's missing is Tony and Big Pussy sitting at the bar and we're fucking there. It says a lot that we were taking cues from The Sopranos here, which was so huge when this game came out. It's kind of easy to forget now, but The Sopranos was such a massive cultural influence at the time that it cannot be overstated how important it is to draw the similarities between the two. Here we have Tony Soprano, this self-made, successful mobster for all accounts, and that's kind of the story we're going for in GTA 4. Now, what else is different here? Well, as I said, the fidelity's better, the movement is better. The one thing that struck me straight away was how good the mocap looks on this. I mean, even though this game is from 2008, yeah, this game is 17 years old, look at how good this mocap looks. I mean, it actually looks fluid in comparison to GTA Vice City and San Andreas, where anyway, this looks great. I mean, really, and I want to kind of show you the back rooms here, but I don't know if I should. It's quite risque. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty comfortable pushing the limits on what I can and can't get away with here, but even I'm like, don't know about this one, Chief. Look, what I will say is, once again, the motion capture work is just beautiful here, and you can tell there's real love gone into making this, which is crazy to say about a strip club once again, but look at how it's all put together and how it feels. The big mirrors, the big open spaces, the dive bar aesthetic of it, it's gorgeous, and it really sells that American dream, doesn't it? This is the American dream right here, this rundown shithole. Scratch the surface and it loses its glitz and glamour, which again hasn't been there since the 80s. It's now this business. In the 80s, it was seen as such a cool new thing that had all this panache and razz to it that we're not there anymore in 2008. It's a business. It's depressing. It's a job. This strip club does a beautiful job of just giving that atmosphere. No one's becoming famous here. No one's going to be a big movie star. This is the end of the line. This is nothing more than a dead end, and my god, does this thing fit that whole aesthetic. Another few small touches that I do love, and I'll kind of tiptoe around these here when I show them, is Nico's responses to the girls in the back room when he is getting a lap dance, which is, you know, stuff like,
people back home won't believe you do this shit. I am a lucky man to be the meat in this sandwich. So this is the American dream.
and again, it's just selling that American dream and ideology. Now, weirdly enough, not much fanfare here when it came to controversy. Everything was pretty chill, no one seemed to really give a shit. But don't worry, that will all change with GTA 5. Finally up to date with GTA 5, let's get into some of the beautiful details here. First of all, the club itself. This neon-soaked, just, oh my god, I love the way that the VU looks. It's beautiful, it really has a charm to it, this divey kind of slightly gentleman's club in this rundown area. I particularly love this kind of look to it where, in comparison to this towering skyscraper-built city, it looks very small, like a small little part of the town that has kind of been forgotten about or wants to be forgotten about, that is hiding in plain sight. I think it's beautiful. I think it has a real nuance to it, and the outside facades and all the posters and I love the VU. I think it's such a good bit of architecture. Now, let's go inside and talk about the inside. First and foremost, it's kind of what I expect from a late 2000s, early 2010 strip club. I mean, look at this place. I'm no expert, but this is what I remember seeing in films and television, so yeah, this fits that vibe. It has a very simplistic idea to it, and the booths are kind of run down, and the floor is mostly one sort of platform, and it's great. great. I love it. It's so good. The bar has this big fish tank behind it. It is such a trashy yet semi-classy but not classy space, and it's great. It fits everything, and I think what really helps here is how many NPCs are in this one building. It's not a lot, I grant you, but it's enough to make it feel alive and vibrant, and it's great. The ability to go up to the girls and ask if you want to go into the back room to do a lap dance and all that kind of stuff, it's really cool. I mean, they'll approach you too, but it's a nice touch. Not to mention, when we stand at the bar, we can literally make it rain and put the girls through college, something that wasn't present in 4. We've brought it back from San Andreas. That's cool to see. When we get into the back rooms, we have one objective here, which is we can get the girls to like us more by touching them, and this is the point of contention. This is the thing that got into some hot water, and let's get into that.
Some kind of controversy with one particular minigame, the stripper minigame. So I'd like you to walk us through that a little bit.
Well, if you're playing GTA 5, go to the strip club and you can get a private lap dance from one of the dancers. There's a bodyguard that goes in and out of view. When the bodyguard's out of view, you can grope and touch them. So if you fill the meter up, she's like, hey, why don't we go home after this? And so you get to go home and, you know, have a private naked show, and then she becomes one of your possible girlfriends. It
turns out that some people were not particularly overwhelmingly happy with the idea that touching strippers inappropriately in private rooms would lead to you getting laid. Let's call that the Harvey Weinstein ideology. Kind of a fair deal, I'll be honest here. This is not that unbiased, and it's a bit dull, but it's a video game, right? We suspend some disbelief for the player experience, and that's something that's being overlooked. But I get the argument. I get where it's coming from. So let's quickly test this theory. We bring a girl back here, we feel them up for a bit, and the main objective here is avoid the bouncer over here, or Cockblock 9000 as I like to call him, constantly watching over you, and he'll throw your ass out if you take it too far. So we need to be careful. So we do this for a little while, and it does take a fair minute or two, and then... What do you mean I can't take her home? Right, great, yeah, so it's certain ones. Okay, alright, let's check the balance, because I'm playing on a new save. Yeah, I've got fuck all.
Deadbeat.
I have an idea. Right, so just give me 1 second. This is really not helping the argument that I'm trying to make, which is all part of the player experience, but we'll just go with this. Please put the money in the bag. Okay, great. Alright, and we'll go back to the club. Wonderful. Alright, so now we have some money, we can do this all over again, get the bar up, and...
Wanna go back to my place?
Score! Great, she'll go home with us. Okay, we go and pick her up from around the back of the club. Okay, so we start over again. And let's do this one more time, and full bar.
Take the show back to my place.
Great, behind the back of the club, we pick her up, we take her back to her house, and yep, we just smash. Okay, once again, kind of ironic that even though we've come so far here that we're now even seeing full titty in a club, still no hot coffee. They didn't have the balls to bring that back, I'm noticing. That's kind of funny. But this is the strip club aesthetic. This is everything I would imagine it is, right? It's, again, part of that American dream rolled in. You go and pay for strippers enough, they'll bang you, or whatever the case may be. You get special VIP treatment, and it all wraps in beautifully. As well as all of this, we also have the back of the VU, which we can go and see for like the first time ever. We kind of get a glimpse at the back areas. We have what we assume would be like the manager's office with his desk and the security system and this couch, which we... Anyway, this is a nice little touch. It gives us more of that world building that I'm talking about. This is a commercialized version of a strip club, right? We've gone from glitz and glamour to struggling with its identity to business and now full commercialization. And it's funny how that parody also runs alongside how the feeling towards these strip clubs have become. We just accept it. This is how it is. The full commercialization here is never shown anywhere better than in the dressing room for the strippers. This whole area is littered with little tidbits and stuff that really gives you that feeling of it being a workplace. I love these notes and memos that basically say, hey, pick up an extra shift, don't be late for your shift. And I love these postcards that say, I wish I was here, anywhere but at work. It's a job. The commercialization has fully set in, and this is world building 101. It is gorgeous. Yes, they are strippers. Yes, this is an object of desire. This is nothing more than a perverted place for people to come and enjoy looking at boobs, but there's more nuance to it than that. It's a business, it's a job, and this whole back room that you're really not supposed to see completely sells it fucking perfectly. This is everything by this point. This is the magnum opus of all of the work combined for such a small aspect of the game that no one should care about. But look at the love and craftsmanship that's gone into it, from how well it's designed to the feel, the atmosphere, the motion capture work on these strippers. It's fucking ridiculous. It's beautiful. And this is 2013. So let's ask the question, where does this leave us for GTA 6? Finally, we are here at GTA 6, and what can I tell you about it? Well, nothing concrete. This is all speculative, and based off of what you've seen so far, I tend to pull apart what Rockstar has created before to give us an idea of where we're going. Rockstar, for all intents purposes, are one of the most secretive companies when it comes to their games, and the best choice we have is to try and pull from their previous work to understand what they're going to go forward with. Rockstar, for the basis of everything, is a patent creator. They like to follow patterns. They like to extend on what they've done before. And if anything from 5 is to go by, 6 is going to completely blow everything out of the water. From what we've seen from the screenshots, it already appears to be that this club, at least the one that we've seen, is more downtrodden, more depressing, more run down, and that really does fit in with the current theme and place where we're at in culture. The internet has dominated everything far more than it ever had in 2013. We are so far ahead technologically that honestly, I couldn't even tell you the kind of clientele that would go to a strip club in this day and age, when most things are provided for free on the internet. And if it's not for free and you still want to pay, there are plenty of subscription service places, which I will definitely touch on in the future, because I think that might be something in GTA 6 as well. But look, that's another video for another time. I've got 51 weeks to kill, and that reminds me, if you do want to subscribe to see those videos in the future, you are more than welcome to do so. I would love to have you on board. I make videos weekly about anything to do with GTA 6, or at least theory crafting GTA 6 and these kind of retrospective sort of things. If this is your vibe, then amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for watching my stuff. But ultimately, I think the world has changed, and I think so much more has evolved. We do know that there will be a mission giver coming from at least a strip club, which is definitely evolvement. There's something there that hasn't really happened before. We've never been able to work for a strip club owner, at least that I can remember. I might be wrong, and if I am, I'm sure you'll tell me down below, but that's a real evolution. It shows us where we're coming from, it shows us where we're going, and I think Rockstar has a lot here that they can do with these kind of buildings. They've shown us that they want to world build in them before. I don't know what they'll do with these, but I imagine they're going to completely blow our minds. World building for me is the most important part of GTA, because it sets apart it from everything else like it. While other things have this sort of plasticky, fake sort of outlook, GTA feels like a breathing world, or at least a fake breathing world. It has its own nuances, it has its own lore, and I love that. So I'm really interested to hear, if you're someone that does care about this kind of stuff, what's your favorite world building thing in Grand Theft Auto? Are you someone that enjoys the radio? Do you sit down and watch the television? Do you read the news articles? Do you read the internet? Do you purposefully go out of your way to check all the billboards? What is it? Please, I'd love to hear it, because I feel like this game has so many different ways that you can interact with it and take it on board, and everyone has their own experience with it, and I think that's beautiful. Regardless, I will be here next week. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.